Well, the FGC, namely the MK community, just don't know how to stop being silly gooses. This is just one thing after another. I didn't think I'd be talking about drama again, and to be honest, I had another video set up to come out today, but this has to be spoken about because honestly, the Panther situation is silly and stupid. This is messed up, and I feel like this needs to have light shed on it. So this can be a glaring example of how to not conduct yourself in a community. So we'll get right to the chase here. This story revolves around Rewind, and Rewind is one of the best players in America, in the world, at Mortal Kombat. He's right up there. If you're making a top 10 list, Rewind has to be in that top 10 list, right? Or at least I think so anyway. So as the story goes, Rewind was going through some family issues, namely with his dad. His dad unfortunately had cancer. So it's a very sensitive topic, you know, it's not the kind of thing that you bring up with someone, it's not the kind of thing you insult them over. And it seems like unfortunately Rewind's father passed away. So my condolences to Rewind. I didn't actually know that his dad had passed away. I don't know Rewind personally, I just know him through the Mortal Kombat community, but you know, that must be hard for anyone. Someone called Neutral is Key, which you can see here, a relatively unknown NRS player. I certainly didn't know who they were, but I guess they were known enough to get Rewind's attention because Rewind was playing games with them. According to some sources, they're saying that Rewind might have said that this player is trash or not good at the game. Basically normal banter. It's not a personal insult to say that someone's trash at a game, because if you're trash at a game, that's just a fact. If you're not good at the game, it's a fact. And even if you are good at the game and they're calling you trash, or you're trash at the game and it hurts your feelings, it's within the context of the game. Keep the banter in the game, or at the very least you don't attack someone that has cancer or dead at this point. And this man is deceased. But this person, this Neutral is Key person, basically went into a chat and insulted Rewind's father, who at the time had cancer, under a fake account. He was not using his Neutral is Key account. And then had the audacity to make out like this person was someone else and put up this message. Now, you guys already know where I'm going with this. This is a pretty messed up situation on all accounts. Like, you guys know by watching my other videos, people that know me know that I have a dark sense of humor, but this isn't funny. This man's father had cancer at the time and has now passed away. That is such a heart-wrenching thing to go through. And then for this person who claims to playing the game with Rewind or entering his stream chat says something disgusting like this about his dad, it crosses every line. At that point, it's not banter anymore. So it must have come out. I don't know how Rewind did his digging, I don't know how he found out, I don't know who tipped him off, but it came out. And as you can see in this message here, it looks like Neutral is Key was trying to deny it at the beginning and then comes clean about it. And there's really just no justifying this sort of behavior at all. Guys, this needs to be a shining example to any of you that plays video games. If someone beats you in a video game, keep the banter within the video game. If you want to insult them about the game, keep it within the game, because it's not personal, it's a video game. If you want to throw like petty insults, oh your mum this, your mum that, it can get out of hand, it can become silly. Keep it within game, or at least keep it to the person. You can say hurtful stuff, but at least it's directed to the person. You knew the man's dad had cancer. Obviously, judging from these messages, you knew full well. Now, the reason that I'm commenting on this is that gamers have a tendency to say things behind computers, which is obviously rich because I'm doing it right now. However, don't say something that you wouldn't say to someone's face. I think it's important to highlight this situation as something that you shouldn't do. Too many times have I gone into a stream chat and people are saying homophobic, racist, you name it, they're doing it. I only did a podcast the other day with streamers saying that they have been on the receiving end of countless racial abuse, and it's not okay. If someone beats you at a game, don't say stuff about them like this. Not on this level. This is ridiculous. There's no excuse for it. There's really absolutely no excuse for something like this. No one forces you to type something like that. Honestly, it's terrible, and this needs to be a shining example to a lot of gamers out there. I know Mortal Kombat's a frustrating game, but this is going too far. And then apparently this guy, I think his name is Artie or something like that, he's basically just defending what Neutral is Key said to Rewind, and there is no defense. Even if it's your friend, if one of my friends did that, I'd have to pull them aside and say, look, you crossed the line. There is really no excuse for any behavior like that. It doesn't have a place in the fighting game community. I hate to say it, I want to say it doesn't represent the fighting game community, but so much of this stuff happens and we don't talk about it. And we as gamers, you know, we don't like being viewed in a certain light. Society views gamers in a certain light. How other gamers view other communities within the gaming industry in a certain light. There's a really bad stigma around video game players. And for something like this to come out, it's not okay, man. Now you just imagine your life. Imagine that your parent had cancer and you having to deal with this. Now you might think, oh, you know, sticks and stones, but there comes a point where you need to be like, look, man, not everything is okay to say. I'm a big advocate for you know, free speech, don't take it too hard, take everything on the chin, be a man, blah blah blah, all that stuff. Like, but this is it's just it's a bit disgusting. It leaves a bit of a bad taste in your mouth. So I just want to extend my condolences to Rewind. This is a bit of a nasty situation to be involved in. Nobody really wants to think about their father with cancer, and to be reminded of something like this is pretty terrible. And again, this is just another reason why people make fun of the MK community. There's so many things that happen. There's so many things that happen in this scene. So many stupid tweets that come out. So much stupid behavior, and it's just one thing after another. It's one thing to critique the game. Something that I do a lot. To act toxic, and I hate using that word, but if there was ever a moment to use it, it's this. Insulting a guy's dad that has cancer. It is toxic. There is no better word for it. So I hope this is a lesson to anyone that's watching this that's ever thought it's okay to say something just because they're in the heat of the moment, or they're upset that someone called them crap at a game, or they got beaten at their favorite game. It's not okay. There's certain lines that you shouldn't cross. There's definitely a line you shouldn't cross. But I'd like to know what you guys think of this. It's just one thing after another of the MK community, you know. I've got other videos that I wanted to bring out, but I thought that, as I said, I thought this was important to talk about. So the videos that I have planned will be out tomorrow and so on. And hopefully this stuff stops happening and people just play the game. But if you're one of these people that does this stuff behind a computer, my best advice to you is don't do it, because it's 2020 and people have been cancelled for less. If there was a reason to cancel someone, I mean, I don't know what you would cancel with Neutral is Key. I don't actually know anything about this person, or if they have a giant platform. I was told that they were a relatively unknown player, so I mean the only thing that would be affected by something like this is their workplace, I guess, and future employment. But the point that I'm trying to make is that don't say this stuff. One, it's actually horrible, and that's coming from me. And two, you're doing yourself no favors in terms of just life in general. Like, you're just shooting yourself in the foot. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe, and thanks for watching, guys. Peace.